On behalf of the Lee County Sheriff's Office and the Lee County School District, welcome everybody to our Do the Right Thing ceremony for February 2025. I'm Tony Shaw, I'm the director of the Do the Right Thing program, and we are delighted that you've joined us either in person here, live in the school board chambers, or if you're watching us on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. We are so happy that you're with us today. We have some excellent stories to share from our winners behind us, some very good students behind me and some excellent stories to share. But before we get started, let's stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, and that's going to be led today by Kanan Sodergren.
Do I start? I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Kanan. I want to begin today by acknowledging the school board of Lee County. The board chair is Sam Fisher, who represents District 1. Vice chair is Jada Langford Fleming, who represents District 6. Melissa Giovanelli represents District 2. District 3 is represented by William Ribble. Debbie Jordan represents District 4. Arbor Persons represents District 5. And Vanessa Chaviano represents District 7. Also, our superintendent is Dr. Denise Carlin. We appreciate all you do for our student recognition program. Let's have a round of applause for the school board and Dr. Carlin. And representing the Sheriff's Office today and helping us to hand out the awards and trophies are the people that helped seat you today. They are members of our civilian support unit, and they do an excellent job for us. Rich Catania, Norm and Linda Parker, Judy Frenny, and Lisa Morgenstern. Let's have a round of applause for Rich, Norm, Linda, Lisa, and Judy. And to my left, representing the Sheriff's Office today, and Sheriff Marcino, and helping us to hand out our awards and trophies is Lieutenant Mike Truscott. He's with our Youth Services Division. Lieutenant Truscott supervises all of our school resource offices that are in our schools that keep our children safe. So again, a round of applause for Lieutenant Mike Truscott. Also, you don't see them, but they are working hard behind the scenes. Dave Alexander, Adam Wright, Adam Hodjost, and Riley Spicker are with the Lee County School District. They're working the cameras, the sound, and the lighting today. And as mentioned, they're also live streaming this ceremony on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. So thank you to Dave, Adam, and Riley. I need to mention that the support we receive from our business community is absolutely the best. Our principal sponsors for Do the Right Thing are Lee County Electric Cooperative, or LCEC, and Alliance Financial Group. It's their generosity that allows us to hold these ceremonies and to be able to spotlight the great things that our kids do. How about a nice thank you to LCEC and Alliance Financial Group? And I mentioned just a minute ago our Lee County School Board, what a great school board they are. And we're so happy that each month one of them is able to join us for our ceremony. This month we have Vice Chair Jada Langford Fleming, who represents District 6, and she has a few words for everyone before we get started.
Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, parents. Without you and your support, our students wouldn't be here today and partnering with you are our educators. I was walking up here on the dais. A couple of them are a little bored, so we need to speed this up here a little bit, apparently, because all they had to do was to play on the keyboard just now. So, but I'm looking forward to hearing all these stories. Today, we are here to celebrate the remarkable actions of these students, and I am filled with pride as I congratulate each one of you for making the right choice. You have been an example to those around you, your peers, and even an example to your teachers of what it looks like to show kindness, be respectful, and stand up for what's right. No matter how big or small your actions are, they inspire others. This world needs more boys and girls like you to make that difference, and I want to thank you personally and congratulate you for doing the right thing. Thank you.
Vice Chair Jada Langford Fleming, thank you very much. Now it's time to honor the students behind me, our February Do the Right Thing winners. Our first nominee today is Pierre Desromo. Let's have a round of applause for Pierre Desromo. Pierre Desromo attends River Hall Elementary School. His principal is Scott Cook, and his school resource officer is Deputy Ed Vandal. And will those with Pierre please come up front and we'll share his story. Pierre was nominated by his school resource officer, Deputy Vandal, who writes, Pierre is an upstanding student in Mrs. Medina's 5th grade classroom. Recently, Pierre discovered a brown bifold wallet laying in the middle of the floor in the boys' restroom. The wallet belonged to an adult and contained ID, a social security card, and other important information. Without hesitation, Pierre turned the wallet into the front office. He may not have realized it, but Pierre saved the wallet's owner from a lot of potential heartache by turning the wallet in immediately. It is for this reason that I am nominating Pierre for the Do the Right Thing Award. And we are honored to present it to you, Pierre. Thank you for your honesty. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Ava Washay is up next. Let's have a round of applause for Ava Washay. Ava attends River Hall Elementary, where she's in the 5th grade. And will those with Ava please come up front? Ava was nominated by her school resource officer, Deputy Vandal, who writes, Ava overheard a teacher talking to another teacher about an unknown student that had mischievously written on the outside parent pickup pole. When Ava overheard the discussion, she sprang into action and began erasing the defacement from the exterior pole. The teacher, Miss Gonzalez, is super proud of Ava and wanted to share Ava's good deed. Due to Ava's determination in doing the right thing and keeping her campus clean of graffiti, we are so proud to nominate her for the Do the Right Thing Award. Ava, I also understand that you're a member of the Lee County Sheriff's Office's Junior Cadet Program. Thank you, Ava, for being a leader in and out of the classroom. Adrian Mahano is up next. Let's have a round of applause for Adrian. Adrian attends Sunshine Elementary School. His principal is Aaron Brandow, and school resource officer is Deputy Rodolphus Hall. And will those with Adrian today please come up front? Adrian is a kindergartner at Sunshine Elementary. Teacher Stephanie Balma writes, Adrian is a Sunshine Scholar always. He is safe, respectful, and responsible. Recently, Adrian befriended one of our new students and showed just how kind-hearted he is. Adrian made sure the student knew where to go during centers and showed him where everything was located in our classroom and throughout the school. Adrian also led by example during our lunch snow cone celebration. Adrian did not purchase a blue ticket for a snow cone, but found one on the floor while he was waiting in the lunch line. Adrian took it to a teacher and turned it in. The teacher thanked Adrian and rewarded him for his honesty by letting him pick a snow cone treat. Adrian is a kind friend and extremely honest, and for this, he deserves to be honored. Adrian, what you did was very honest indeed. Thank you for doing the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Leah Diaz Echeverria. Let's have a round of applause for Leah Diaz Echeverria. Where are you, Leah? I know you're here somewhere. No? Oh, come on down, Leah. Leah attends Sunshine Elementary, where she is in the kindergarten. And will those with Leah today please come up front? Teacher Stephanie Soto nominated Leah and writes, Leah is always helpful when it comes to her classmates. Even though her English is limited, she always tries to help. One day, another student was having a nosebleed during lunch. That student had to go to the nurse and was not able to go back to the cafeteria to clean up his area. Leah took it upon herself to pack up this student's lunchbox for him. She then gave it back to the student when he returned from the nurse to the classroom. There have been other times when students have fallen or gotten mulch in their hair or clothes, and Leah is always there to help them clean themselves off. Leah has grown so much since the first day of school, and we are so proud of the student and the person she is becoming. Leah, that is awesome. Thanks for caring so much about your classmates. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next, we have Valerie Soengas Hernandez. Let's have a round of applause for Valerie. Valerie attends Sunshine Elementary, where she is in the 4th grade. And with those with Valerie, please come forward. Valerie was nominated by teacher Rayanna Guyette, who writes, Valerie has shown how to be a role model this year in and out of the classroom. She is always respectful and kind to others and is not afraid to reach out whenever needed. Valerie always has a welcoming smile and encouraging words for others. She is one of the few students that always makes sure that everyone has left for dismissal at the end of the day, ensuring no one is left behind. She always makes sure the classroom is clean at the end of the day as well. Valerie is always ready to go with her lessons, even when many of her classmates are not on task. She's such a blessing to have in class with her determination, kind personality, and positive spirit. Valerie, love that positive spirit of yours. Keep it up. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next, we have Montserrat Rodriguez. Round of applause for Montserrat Rodriguez. Montserrat is a fourth grader at Sunshine Elementary. And with those with Montserrat, please come up front. Montserrat was nominated by teacher Lori O'Hara, who writes, Montserrat is an amazing part of our class team. She's a hard worker, taking careful notes and wanting to learn as much as she can. In addition, Montserrat goes out of her way to assist her classmates, whether it's helping them with their work or perhaps assisting with translation to make sure everyone understands what's happening in class. The definition of integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Recently, we needed a substitute teacher for my room. When the substitute teacher left me her report, she specifically pointed out Montserrat as being an exemplary student. We all know that when there are substitute teachers, some of the students will think it's time to goof off and not be good listeners. Montserrat is not one of those students. Montserrat recently helped me out with my centers, working with some students that are learning English. Her mother tells me that Montserrat wants to be a teacher one day. Whatever she decides to do in life, I am sure Montserrat will be successful. She showcases the positive qualities we want in our Sunshine Scholars. Congratulations, Montserrat. You're well on your way to being a successful adult because you've proven success already. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Noelia Munoz is next. Let's have a round of applause for Noelia Munoz. Noelia attends Sunshine Elementary, where she is in the second grade. And will those with Noelia please come up front? Noelia was nominated by teachers Maria Tirado and Scott Gilbert. Mrs. Tirado writes, Noelia arrived in our classroom last August. She was shy, nervous, and insecure. As time passed, however, Noelia became a participating student, more expressive, and engaged during instructional time and willing to help others. She has revealed her true colors and is like a rainbow in my classroom. Mr. Gilbert writes, Noelia is a very kind and respectful young lady. She always tries her best at everything she does. She is very caring to her classmates and will often help them out if they are struggling with their work. She always has a smile on her face and a kind word for classmates. Noelia, both of your teachers marvel on how quickly you've turned it around and become a class leader. Keep it up. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Kanan Sodergren, come back down. Kaden Sodergren. Caden is very shy. He's also a second grader at Sunshine Elementary. with those with Canaan, please come up front. Teachers Maria Tirado and Scott Gilbert nominated Canaan. According to Mr. Gilbert, Canaan is a very thoughtful and caring student. He will greet each of his classmates every morning. He will cheer them on when they are answering questions. If they get hurt, he will always check on them to ensure they are all right. If a student is absent, Canaan will always greet the student the next day with, "We missed you." Mrs. Tirado writes, "Canaan is the kindest person I have ever met. Every time he walks into our classroom, he has something kind to say to everyone he sees. He cares for his classmates and teachers. He is always engaged during instructional time, and I don't believe I'm exaggerating when I say he loves to come to school and enjoys every single minute. The world is a better place with Canaan in it because he tries his best and believes in everyone. I am honored to be his second grade teacher." Canaan, we're honored to recognize you today. Thank you for being so kind and gracious. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Ariana Burgess is next. Let's have a round of applause for Ariana Burgess. Ariana attends South Fort Myers High School. Her principal is Ed Matthews, and school resource officers are Deputy Edwin Antoine and Deputy Matt Mikesel. And will those with Ariana please come up front? Ariana is a junior at South Fort Myers High School. She was nominated by Assistant Principal Dr. Marty Iovine, along with Brianna Castro, who was unable to attend today. Dr. Iovine passed along the girls' account of the incident, which reads, "My driver's education instructor went to grab his cane from the trunk of the driver ed vehicle when suddenly all I heard was, 'Help me, help me.' That's when I looked over and could see he had fallen on the concrete and hit his head pretty badly. I tried to get him up, but I fell too. He was just too heavy for me to pick up all alone. We were able to summons help. We are glad we were able to be there for our teacher and that he is doing much better now." Excellent job, ladies. You rolled up your sleeves and did everything in your power to help your teacher. Great job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office says thank you. Esther Pinner is next. Let's have a round of applause for Esther Pinner. Esther attends South Fort Myers High School, where she is a senior. And with those with Esther, please come up front. Assistant Principal Dr. Marty Iovine nominated Esther along with Bianca Mendez and Lizzie Garmendia. Unfortunately, Bianca and Lizzie couldn't make it today. But according to the girls' written account, our math teacher was in the middle of a lesson when he suddenly stopped talking and apologized to the class because he was feeling dizzy, and then he closed his eyes. Bianca is here. All right. We asked if he wanted some water, and he said no. We knew this was very uncharacteristic for our teacher, who is usually very upbeat. Then he didn't say anything and became unresponsive. We knew he needed help immediately and called the front office while another student rushed to tell the librarian. We knew that the Centegix badge that our teacher wore around his neck would get help and alert 911, so we made sure that button was pressed. Our administrator, Dr. Iovine, came rushing in with the paramedics, and our teacher was taken to the hospital for treatment. Ladies, by all accounts, you guys stayed calm and composed during what was certainly a chaotic situation. You are all to be commended. Thank you for jumping in to save the day. Jackson Abreu is next. Let's have a round of applause for Jackson Abreu. Jackson attends Mirror Lakes Elementary. His principal is Amy Boback, and school resource officers Deputy Fabian Brown. And will those with Jackson please come up front? Jackson is a second grader at Mirror Lakes Elementary. Teacher Kelly Stumpf writes, Jackson is such a caring, outgoing, animated young man. I have seen what a really kind and warm-hearted person he is. I can always count on Jackson to help me with anything I need, and the best part is I usually don't even need to ask because Jackson just does it. I have a student in my class that struggles to keep organized and focused. Jackson is such a big help to her. He helps her organize her papers, assists her on the computer, and is her biggest cheerleader. He is a special friend to her. I know this makes her feel special as well. Jackson really takes the stress off of her daily needs. Thank you for being you, Jackson. What a wonderful friend and supporter you are, Jackson. Excellent job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Dwight Jackson is next. Let's have a round of applause for Dwight Jackson. Dwight attends Mirror Lakes Elementary, where he's in the 5th grade. And will those with Dwight please come up front? Teacher Nathan Papp writes, the substitute teacher in Dwight's classroom began exhibiting signs that something was medically wrong. She was gripping her chest and seemed to be having difficulty breathing. Dwight jumped up and ran out of the classroom to get the assistance of another teacher, Mrs. Rogers. Mrs. Rogers was able to assist the ailing teacher and get her medical needs evaluated. Here's what Mrs. Rogers wrote. Dwight demonstrated extraordinarily quick thinking during the medical emergency. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, he immediately sought assistance. Dwight's swift actions not only facilitated the teacher's ability to seek medical care, but also ensured the class remained supervised and safe. Dwight's composure, empathy, and sense of responsibility reflect his outstanding character and make him a deserving candidate for this recognition. Dwight, you did all the right things that day, and we at the Lee County Sheriff's Office are super proud of you. Rudy Tomas Gutierrez is up next. Let's have a round of applause for Rudy. She'll be there in a minute, Rudy. Rudy attends San Carlos Park Elementary School. His principal is Monica Stevens, and school resource officers Deputy Stefan Hirschfeld. And will those with Rudy please come on down?
How you guys doing? Good to meet you. Hey, how are you? Good. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Rudy is a third grader at San Carlos Park Elementary. Teacher Jennifer Ruscalita writes, Rudy began school at San Carlos Park 4 years ago as a kindergartner. Since then, he has completed such an incredible turnaround. So much so that it is hard to describe it in just a few words, but I'll touch on some highlights. Rudy is considerate of his peers, thoughtful, and always willing to help without hesitation. For example, he will set the table for a snack, help a classmate open a container, or help them clean up. He will run errands with me without reservation and never complains. Rudy has gone from almost non-communicative to sharing thoughts, feelings, and advocating not only for himself, but for his peers and teachers as well. At school, we call Rudy the mayor because he knows everyone and will talk with every adult staff member. Rudy has the kindest of hearts, and we are so proud of him here at San Carlos Park Elementary. I cannot wait to see how he continues to shine throughout the rest of his school career. Well, Mr. Mayor, just keep doing what you're doing. You're the greatest future ahead of you, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Ruth Benito Tomas is next. Let's have a round of applause for Ruth. Ruth attends Manatee Elementary. Her principal is Dr. Jeff Spiro, and school resource officers Deputy Max Pico. And will those with Ruth please come up front? Ruth is a fourth grader and obviously a big sister to someone. Teacher Joanna Nill writes, "It is an honor to nominate Ruth for this award. She is humble yet strong. Her kind heart is on display when she is looking out for others in and out of the classroom. She stands up for others when they are in vulnerable situations. She is not afraid to take a stand for what is right. Ruth consistently works hard to complete her classwork. Even when the work is hard, she persists. Then, without being prompted, she checks in with struggling students to see how she can help. She'll go out of her way to make others feel comfortable and confident in their abilities. I know these qualities are not only acquired at school, but rather more so in the home. For that reason, I would like to thank Ruth's parents for raising a strong and kind daughter, sister, and student. Thank you for the honor of entrusting me with the role of Ruth's teacher. I am so proud to have her in my classroom this year." Ruth, thank you for being that strong leader in your classroom and for your kind heart towards others. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Angel Perez Mateo is next. Let's have a round of applause for Angel Perez Mateo. The last one? Manatee. Angel attends Manatee Elementary and is in the third grade. And will those with Angel please come up front and we'll share his story. Angel was nominated by peer collaborative teacher Dr. Ashley Sheplack, who writes, Angel is a reliable student who is always thinking of others. He's always the first one to volunteer for everything. At recess, if he sees any equipment left behind, he'll stay behind and collect all the equipment and bring it to class, even if he has to carry both equipment bags by himself. We have a student that has asthma and needs to get her inhaler before we go to PE. However, that student has a hard time remembering. Angel is always cognizant to remind me of it and even others to escort her to the clinic. Angel is also in an extra tutoring group once per week during specials. He always remembers to remind others to bring their computers and headphones. Angel is the definition of do the right thing, especially when no one is looking. Angel, we're all looking right now, and we know you really deserve this award. Thank you so much. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. And up next, we're honoring two students together, Stephen Kubayas and Kevin Fuentes Silva. Let's have a round of applause for Stephen and Kevin. Stephen and Kevin are both fifth graders at Manatee Elementary. And with Stephen and Kevin, please come up front. Stephen and Kevin were nominated by teachers Jessica Sievert and Alicia Santos, who write, we are fortunate to have two outstanding students, Stephen and Kevin, who are actively involved in a peer support group dedicated to helping a fifth grade student develop social skills. Their actions consistently reflect remarkable patience, kindness, and empathy. Stephen and Kevin create a supportive and understanding environment that encourages the student to feel confident and comfortable as he works on improving his social abilities. Their dedication to fostering growth and inclusion exemplifies the true meaning of do the right thing. They are shining examples of what it means to be compassionate leaders and role models for their peers. We are incredibly proud to have Stephen and Kevin as our students. Stephen and Kevin, you're making a world of difference for that student that you're mentoring, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Gino Canastrasi is next. Come on down, Gino. Gino attends Athenian Academy Charter School. His principal is Doug Couveron, and school resource officer is Deputy Britt Smith. And with those with Gino, please come up front. Gino was nominated by his school resource officer, Deputy Smith, who writes, Gino is a member of our soccer and basketball teams and always shows great leadership. Recently, while entering the bleacher section before a basketball practice, Gino found a $100 bill on the floor. Needless to say, it would be quite tempting for almost anyone to simply pocket the money. But Gino isn't just anyone. Without a moment's hesitation, he went straight to Coach Stathis and requested to turn the money in to the school's front office. After the principal reviewed the school's video surveillance cameras, the rightful owner of the $100 bill was identified and the money returned to that person. Gino deserves to be recognized for not just this one act, but because he is constantly doing the right thing. Gino, that's an amazing thing you did. We appreciate your honesty and say thank you. Paula Mares is next. Let's have a round of applause for Paula Mares. Paula attends East Lee County High School. Her principal is Tony Allen, and school resource officers are Deputy Raymond Colon and Deputy Michael Yee. And will those with Paula please come up front? Paula is a sophomore at East Lee County High School. She was nominated along with Christian Martinez Mesa by foreign language teacher Lewis Lillard. Unfortunately, Christian was unable to be here today. In describing Paula, Mr. Lillard writes, Paula is in my Spanish 2 class. She continues to demonstrate a strong desire to learn Spanish and is very successful in my class. Paula was the first one to ask about a Quiz Bowl team that we were forming to participate in the Lee County World Language Fair. She pressed to get the information to prepare and spend much time studying privately for the competition. Students like Paula who want to go above and beyond the normal effort of learning are always an inspiration for her fellow students and teachers. To that end, I am very pleased to nominate Paula for the Do the Right Thing Award because she has the desire and ambition to be a winner. Paula, you're definitely setting the bar high to be a winner. We thank you, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. William Barron Phillips is next. Let's have a round of applause for William Barron Phillips. Barron attends the Sanibel School, where his principal is Jennifer Lusk. And will those with Barron please come up front? Barron is a second grader at the Sanibel School. Clinic assistant Marianne Chance writes, Barron exemplifies integrity and responsibility, making his an excellent candidate for this award. When Barron discovered $20 on the ground in our main courtyard, he didn't hesitate to do the right thing, immediately turning it over to a staff member. Barron's selfless act demonstrates honesty and respect for others. His actions show that even the smallest gestures can make a big difference. But honesty is only the tip of the iceberg for Barron, I have learned. Barron is also an outstanding student. His curiosity extends to subjects such as geology, where he is particularly fascinated by rare gems and their beauty. Barron also loves playing basketball, gaming, and running with his dad and younger sister, Amelia. Barron's actions and character show that integrity isn't just about big decisions. It's in the everyday choices we make. His commitment to doing what's right, coupled with his academic growth and excellence, love for his family, and passion for learning, make Barron more than deserving of this recognition. Barron, we love your leadership and appreciate that you can inspire everyone around you. Great job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Isaiah Kanzler is next. Round of applause for Isaiah Kanzler. Isaiah is a fifth grader at North Fort Myers Academy for the Arts. His principal is Andrew Miller, and school resource officers are Deputy Thomas Vacati and Deputy Jordan Howe. And with those with Isaiah, please come forward. Isaiah is a fifth grader at North Fort Myers Academy for the Arts. Isaiah was nominated by Tammy Gerhart, who writes, "There was a medical emergency at Isaiah's home with his Uncle Alan, who he calls Papa. Papa had been swarmed by underground wasps and was having a severe reaction. While the only other adult tended to Alan, Isaiah called 911 and stayed on the line with them, giving important information and directing emergency responders on how to get to the house, which is in the country on 21 acres. Isaiah continued giving directions and ran an eighth of a mile down the driveway to wait for the ambulance. Isaiah was calm while relaying vital information to the 911 operator. Thanks to Isaiah, Papa received the medical help he needed and is okay. Isaiah wants to be an EMT or firefighter when he grows up. He certainly proved he can handle the stress of a very scary situation. Isaiah, I'm sure Papa is very proud of you, as we all are. Excellent job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Luis Fontanez Camajo is next. Let's have a round of applause for Luis. Luis attends 6 Mile Charter Academy. His principal is Andrea Lane and school resource officers Deputy John Lindholm. And will those with Luis please come up front? Luis is a third grader at 6 Mile Charter Academy. Lieutenant Javon Matthews with the Lee County Sheriff's Office nominated Luis and writes, Luis was at home with his 87-year-old great-grandmother when she began to exhibit signs of a medical emergency. Luis observed her choking and without hesitation jumped in to help her. His mother was outside in the patio area working when she heard Luis call out like he normally does when he wants to show her something. However, the second time Luis called out, his voice sounded panicked and his mom could tell something was wrong. According to his mom, I ran inside to see what was going on. I saw Luis with his hands wrapped around his great-grandmother to what seemed like he was hugging her from behind. I quickly realized she was choking and was able to get the item dislodged. I also noticed the phone was dialed to 911 and on speaker. Luis had thought quickly enough to dial 911 before he started the Heimlich maneuver on his great-grandmother. We are so relieved she is doing okay now. Afterwards, I asked Luis why he was hugging her from behind and why he had not just come outside to get me during the emergency. He stated that he had learned from the Lee County Sheriff's Office's summer youth camp that they trained them to act in cases of emergency and how vital time is. Luis told me the reason he stayed in attempting to do it was because he didn't want her to get worse in the time it would have taken to come and get me. But he did dial 911 since he always knows they will come when called. I should also note that training Luis received during the Sheriff's Office youth camp was provided by the North Fort Myers Fire Department. We are delighted to be joined today by Inspector Lloyd Adams with the North Fort Myers Fire Department and want to say thank you to you and your department for teaching kids as young as Luis the importance of the Heimlich maneuver, and calling 911 during these types of emergencies. We are indebted to your department for the knowledge that you share with our kids. How about a round of applause for the North Fort Myers Fire District? And to Lewis, you are obviously an excellent listener and a quick study. We are so proud of you. Great job, Lewis. Jada Meshman Bryce is next. Let's have a round of applause for Jada Meshman Bryce. Jada attends Varsity Lakes Middle School. Her principal is Dr. Chevenise Anderson Thomas, and school resource officers are Deputy Mitchell Doherty and Deputy Brandon Aristide. And will those with Jada please come up front? Jada is an 8th grader at Varsity Lakes Middle School. Math coach Marissa Zinkas writes, Jada is doing an amazing job in school this year. Recently, she noticed a student that was very angry in the school hallway. She stopped to check on him and help calm him down. She was doing such a great job that our principal noticed and came over. Jada then went in her classroom, but the student remained in the hallway struggling. Our principal asked Jada to come back outside the classroom to continue to work with the student so I could go back to teaching. When the student entered the classroom, he was still upset. Without being asked, Jada went over to the student and offered her computer to him so he could join the class in the current activity. I am so proud that Jada took it upon herself to help a student who she saw in distress. It took lots of empathy and kindness to continue to assist this student until he calmed down. Jada, we thank you for being so concerned about a classmate and de-escalating a situation from chaotic to calm. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. And our final winner this month is Jaziel Madrano. Let's have a round of applause for Jaziel Madrano. Jaziel attends Varsity Lakes Middle School, where he's in the 6th grade. And will those with Jaziel please come up front?
Somebody back there?
Jaziel was nominated by Shana Jenkins and history teacher Sarah Azam. Miss Jenkins writes, Jaziel was outside playing with his cousins when he heard a smoke alarm and immediately smelled smoke in the air. The home recently occupied a family that had just purchased the home. Jaziel immediately notified his aunt, who went to the house with him to confirm what she was being told. There was a strong burning smell and foggy windows that confirmed Jaziel's suspicions. Jaziel and his aunt called 911 together to try to save the home. We are very thankful for Jaziel's ability to detect this danger and act immediately to get the necessary help to prevent devastation. Jaziel's history teacher, Sarah Azam, marvels about his classroom greatness, saying, I call him Jazz, and I want everyone to know how genuine and friendly he is. I texted his mom and asked him tell him that I chose him to be my line leader for the week and to make sure my class of 18 males and 4 females followed my expectations with the guest teacher in my absence. This was after my husband had broken his arm and was in intensive care. Jazz sent me emails asking how everything was going and how my husband was doing. Pure authenticity and sincerity. Jazz always completes his work and stays on task, making the AB honor roll for the first and second quarters. Every Monday, I'll always choose new jobs for the week. One Monday, when I asked a student to be my table cleaner, he kind of groaned. I then asked the class if anyone would volunteer to be my table cleaner. You'll never guess who raised his hand and volunteered. Jazz, I'll bet everyone watching today knows. Keep being that excellent role model that everyone looks up to. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. That's our ceremony for today. Congratulations again to all of our winners. Let's give our students one big final standing ovation.